What are you folks and how are you today? Welcome back to the Chad Keegan YouTube channel, Trucking Edition Spectacular. And today we've got a good one for you. I'm going to put that wood floor in finally in the blue truck. But before we get to that, I want to take a moment and thank our sponsor for today's video, Gothic Jewelry. They reached out and said, hey, we want to sponsor one of your videos, and sent me a nice little care package. So go check out their website. Right now, if you go and you want to purchase something, put in CK20 to get 20% discount. That's my promo code for you. I'll drop a link in the description of this video for you to be able to go over and check their website out. But here's a few things that you know, they sent me a little skull ring with a diamond, a little pendant here, and a couple more things. Turquoise ring, turquoise skull pendant there with a bull skull. Yeah, go check out their website. They've got all kinds of stuff, rings, pendants, bracelets. They've even got t-shirts now that they are selling, so you can go hook yourself up with my promo code. That's CK20. I don't know if you're into this stuff or not, but if you are, that's fantastic. And what better way to get a discount than from your boy? So hopefully you enjoy this video and check them out. Now, that was, they even sent me a thing to size my finger for rings, so that was really cool. Within like 5 days, I got the package, so that's what I'm talking about. Nice little package here, gift box and all. So check them out and enjoy the show.
On the Chad Keegan YouTube channel.
Pumpkin beer. Stuff always comes out kind of early. It's not even September yet and it's already out on the shelves, which I always get a trial pack because it's good stuff. A bunch of different flavors, you know what I mean? Working on the blue truck again here. Finally back to it. It's been about a week since I have. And the last thing you seen me was throw primer, so I'm back. And got her all painted up nice and sharp, and that's nice black coat on there. And so basically the next move I need to make is I need to get the wood done for the bottom. Okay, bottom got painted too here, so that's what it is. So I need to cut that wood piece. So that's what I'm doing, and then I'm going to throw some lacquer and crap on there and seal it up real good. That way it doesn't have any issues. Already made one cut here, okay? Basically what you do, well, what I do at least, because, well, you know how I work. I take the old piece right here, nasty. This is where that aluminum piece goes, which will hold this to the floor, you know, with all the rest of the holes and stuff like that. That's the bottom. That was the side that was to the bottom of the actual floor of the truck. That's the bottom towards the ground. Take this, lay it on top of here, trace it out. Okay, I don't know if you can see that pencil line or not. I already made one cut for the bottom, so basically I could take that and slap it on there, and that's what it is. Now we don't have to be perfect with that when we're doing it. We just need to do it to where it is done. So basically what we're going to do now is we're going to go on that side. We're going to grab that saw. We're going to buzz up right here this side. Then we're going to maybe we'll cut into it, and then we'll go boom, and we'll cut that. We'll cut that out, and then we'll have our board. So then we can basically take and I'll clip the two together. You know what I'm saying? I'll clip the two together, and then I'll drill the holes out that I need to, that are on the floor, so I can start putting it together. But once I get all that done, I'm gonna lacquer it. I'm gonna do some heavy duty lacquer. So let's get this thing cut real quick and make sure we're doing the best kind of redneckery we can. You know what I mean? And the saw is nice because there's a little laser. There's a little laser pointer on there, so that's what I'm talking about. If you can get your eyes right there on that. See that little laser pointer? That's fantastic right there. Boom. Get him. So I'll be able to tell, make my cut as perfect as possible, which honestly it really don't matter if it's perfect or not, so it's what it is though.
Before we pull it out, we'll let that thing come to a complete stop, so don't kick out on us, you know how that goes. Just clean that up with a scoring blade or something here in the future, I don't know.
So that's that, and let me take our board here real quick, and boom, just like that. Now basically what I'll do is I'm going to go in the garage, and I'm going to get a couple clamps and clamp that thing together there. That way it is it stayed together. So we basically got, our boards together with two clamps there, a bunch of different drill bit sizes, which, two of these are metal, the rest are wood, which stinks, but I've got to sit here and drill all these holes out because I want these holes drilled out before I, go to spray this thing with lacquer and stuff, because I want all that stuff to seal the best I can, and I'll probably end up, putting some kind of coating on them too once I get them done.
Okay, I don't think that's too big. That's too big. That's the only 4 for that size, and that's where that's where the chair goes. So that's what it is. Get out of there. Oh, this fucking piece of shit. Oops, sorry. Did I say that on national YouTube later? Television? Close your ears, kids. This thing got some garbage in it from the last time I did this with the green chalk from that rubber flooring that I'm going to end up putting down here pretty soon. This is where the airline will go once I get it. Is this thing dead already? No, it's got full battery, so the only problem is this is a steel bit, so it might kind of suck. Come on, twist in there. There we go, got him. Got him, get out of there. Next, 2 for these, and then I got a bunch of small ones I gotta do. Oh, here goes my bit. At least I got through right. Don't give a shit. Boom. This one should be a little bit easier, but there's a ton of them. These are all the rivet ones, which will get, is this thing even working? Why aren't you turning? There you go. those ones are kind of smaller. Drill them out anyways. There were some rivets in the back. Got them ready.
Probably drilling in that thing, so that's that. This should be good for all the holes, it looks like. Basically now I'm going to take this apart. I'm just going to clean it up a little bit, and I'm just going to spray it. That way this board here on the bottom, I want to seal it the best I can before it goes on that truck, you know what I mean? That way I don't have to do this, or somebody else don't have to do this, depending on what happens to that truck anytime in the near future. So that should be good for that. You know what I mean? The side's already nice, and you know, but we'll coat her up real good. That way we don't have no problems and we don't got to worry about nothing. That's for sure. Anyways, I've got this indoor-outdoor Minwax Hellman's Man spar urethane, exceptional protection for sunlight, rain, moisture, temperature changes, clear semi-gloss. So that's what I'm putting on this board now out here, because that's what I want. I've already coated just a couple spots, which you can't even really see it. I mean, you can kind of see a little bit of shine difference from right here to here. So I'm just basically, you know what I'm saying, going over it. I'm going over it. It's kind of windy, so I'm going over it close. And, you know, I want this to be as solid as possible. And I mean, this thing's going to get coats beyond coats beyond coats, because you know, coat this thing like 2 or 3 times, and then it's going to get painted, then it'll get undercoated, you know, when it's on the truck and stuff, and it'll get painted again, and there'll be about 15 coats of stuff to protect this, because definitely don't want anything getting up in there, especially right in there, them nooks and crannies and stuff. So we're just going to hose that down. That way we don't have to worry about it, because we want it, you know, we want some protection on this. Like I said, we don't want anything cause any problems. We don't want this thing to, like, you know, only last a couple years, you know, or to be falling apart after a season, because who knows how long this, you know, how much this thing will actually get worked. I know it ain't going to get worked in the winter time up here, so that's good, but you know, there's still moisture and stuff just from being out, and it's not like it's in a temperature controlled environment, the truck. So it's what it is. But yeah, a couple coats of this stuff, flip it over, do it to that, you know, run to the store, get more if I have to, but I doubt it. So yeah, get on them holes, which they'll be fine. If for some odd reason they don't get anything in them when I do them, I'll just fill them in with some kind of caulk or filler, you know, that way we don't have any issues and we don't have no water getting up in there. But yeah, that's that for a coat. I'll probably do that a couple times, or at least as much as I can with this. I know I'll do the bottom, flip it over, I'll let that dry, I'll do the bottom, and that's going to be that for that. And once we get that done, I've already got that piece of aluminum pretty much sanded up and cleaned up and stuff and ready to go. So we'll be able to slap that thing in and start laying that rubber down. Hopefully I've got enough of it. It's right here. I've got a bunch of different paint just because I'm that kind of guy, and I needed some paint for, you know, the frame on Frank when the last time I went to the Stizzor. So I've got a bunch of shit, and I've got a couple, I've got some air hose, different fittings and crap in that bag in there to, you know, hopefully that'll fit for that airline that I need to run. If not, I'll have to finagle something since I broke that one. Got all the screws and stuff here I need. to be able to put that floor on and stuff. These things like I used the last time. These things, and I'll cut what I need to off once I get them in there. So that's what it is, the floor and then the actual flooring. Look at that floor. Yeah, it's gonna match that dash perfectly. So, well, it's day, I don't know how many, too many on this project, because I'm just not doing it, you know what I mean, like I should be. I'm just stopping and not going forward. But anyways, I've got the old board out here ready to throw up, and I've got this nice thing that I'm going to be able to use as a guide once I get it into place, because obviously, you know, there ain't the room on this truck like there is the green truck. So this is going to be a pain in the butt to get this in there and up there, and hopefully I can finagle this to get, you know, it to lock in there. That way I can sit there and boom boom, because I'm not going to lift it up and do that. Won't be able to, because I won't have the room with that little guy right here, this little ratchet bar that I it's what I used on the green truck when that cab cylinder was froze up, and I had to lift that cab up more to where I could get it popped down in there. So we'll see if we can get this thing finagled in there. We got about all that floor put in, and I forgot I got to put this aluminum piece on there, and I wasn't, it takes two, and then the seat bolts. So I'm going to prime it up real quick here, so get that painted and shit. That way we don't have to worry about it, you know, having any issues or problems. You know what I mean?
Oh, come on. What are you doing? Clog. There we go. Put your crap on there. This is sandable though, so that'll be nice if I need to sand it or anything. Well, the only thing that sucks is I gotta let this shit dry up, but I'll just drag this piece over here out into the sun, and hopefully it'll dry somewhat fast. I need to do the underside too, you know, and I honestly wish this was hanging in the tool shed, because then I could just spray it, but there's a bunch of shit in there, and nobody wants a bunch of shit getting on their stuff. Get every nook and cranny. Don't want nothing left open. I wonder if I used all the filler. This can is not even freaking half empty. I don't know why it's acting like this, pissing me off, because it's been sitting in the freaking garage for who knows how long, at least a year. You know, it's done. It's a dud. It's a fucking dud, folks. And it's still full. Well, that's what it is.
Well, while this is drying up here, I've got some supplies out over here. We got to, let's move over to the passenger side real quick, because we're banging this out today. We're moving from side to side. While we can't do one thing, we're gonna do another, if you know what I mean. We got to get her done. And I'm trying to play not the sun game, but look at all the dust in here. Look at that. Just from, you know, doing that other side and all that sanding and crap after this had already been painted, which this paint job's nice and stuff. It sat for over a week. Been painted and sat for over a week. So I'm talking about, I'm gonna get the vacuum out here and I'm gonna suck all this dust up. I'm starting to get a little snazely because, you know, shooting that real quick without that mask on or nothing like that, which you should have wore a mask, but I knew it wasn't going to be a long time or a ton of painting, so the next time I paint, I may put on a mask. I don't know. So it gets it dusted off real quick. And then we'll get the vacuum and sucker out so we can, you know, get her all cleaned out so we can start laying that rubber down. So here we are, we got her all cleaned up and stuff, and I got you at a weird spot because the sun's coming and it's scorching right now, but I've got 4 pieces here of this, oh God, that reflection. This kill mat stuff is what I use. This rubber was suggested by someone else that had done this, Philip Balsam. He had a Cabover, but he ended up selling it and getting something different, but man, he had a great one. It was, had a bear and stuff like that, airbrushed on the side. It was sick. Anywho, only holes that are in this one is from that jump seat, and then if you want to put a regular seat in here, there's holes for it, or that was the mount that I had used when you know, we had that those Ballstroms in here last summer when, you know, we were running around. So those could be different and have to be drilled out for something else, but we're gonna cover them anyways. And if we don't end up using them, I mean, I won't drill into those until I need to, you know what I mean? So basically you rip the back of that off, you just layer down, and they also give me this little nice roller thing here. You know, when I bought it, it had the option, and I got this stuff off Amazon, so you just roll her in there, and you know, it makes sure it presses everything down so you're not missing anything. And if there's you know, if there's any like the pop rivets and stuff like that, this will just roll right over and make sure that all, because the bottom of this is rubber, you know, you just peel that little cardboard, I don't know, that little cardboard paper piece off and just bam, you do that. That's what you do. So now I'll have this down, and I'm not going to go over this because you obviously, as you can see, we've got like these big bolts and stuff sticking out. So the floor will come up to here and touch this. It'll go right to here and touch this, and then I'll have to cut out a piece for back here because I'm going to basically run it over. And then I'll have a little sliver that I can put in, or I'll throw that thing over and see where it fits along, you know, and go from there. But yeah, that's basically what I'm doing here. It's just that right there. So let's throw a piece of, you know, it's just that paper on the back. It's not a big deal. Just throw it up there. You know, do it like this. And then I've got some stuff over at by the garage area that I'm going to well, I put that on that side. I probably should have used it on the other side and smash it in. There's this little lip here that you can cover stuff on this one. You know what I mean? You see that little lip, so you can lay it down and cover it. That way it goes smooth, and I'll just throw it over here on this side. Make sure we get her all about the same there. Okay. Now we not cook it or nothing. We don't want no crooked stuff, you know what I mean? Okay, so there's a pop rivet right there. You can hear it going over it and stuff. Now, if I didn't have this and I just pressed it down, you know, I don't think that I would get everything the way I wanted it, nice and tight and stuff. And you can, you know, you can use this and you can go right up next to it and stuff. It's really nice and convenient. So I would suggest buying this. I think it's like an extra $7. It's well worth it because it makes sure that rubber gets down on everything, and you know, you ain't got no problems. You don't want no problems when you're putting your wood floor in, baby. And this floor will be easy to do because it's standard. I only have to make a couple small cuts on it. You know, it's not like it's going to be that big of a deal when I go to, you know, cut it down and stuff. Yeah, so this side right here with the extra is where it is. So we're going to put it on that, and basically
it'll lay on top of this for these two. We'll just do these two pieces, and then I'll have to cut those other ones. And then when I'm done with this and stuff, what I do is I go from the bottom to drill out the holes that I need. Always go from the bottom and do it like that. And for some odd reason, this piece is shorter than this piece. I don't know why. Yeah, it ain't cool. Ain't cool at all. It's gonna throw some twist into some things. You know what I mean? Yeah, you can see right here. I'll bring it back here real quick. And the amount that we have for a gap right here, which when I put that piece up, we'll see where it goes, because I may not even need to, which I'll still run a piece because I want all this floor, you know what I mean, this rubber on the floor. I just think it's a good idea to have it on there. That way, you know, it's got some protection on it at least. I want the most amount of protection I can get on this stuff. That we don't have to worry about anything, or somebody else doesn't, you know, they know it, at least it's a half-ass quality job, you know, improvise and a half-ass on there, folks. This here, yeah, fucking crook it a little bit. Don't do that. Just lay it down there, I guess. I don't know how that happened. I guess that piece. Well, whatever. That's one nice thing about this is smash it all down in there. You know what I mean? Anything that's in there that shouldn't be in there, it'll just boom, get it right out. I mean, it's okay if the stuff overlaps. It'll form to each other. Like, I just smashed that down to where, you know, you can't even really tell. Besides the way the pop rivets stick up on these, it's gonna have a little bit of, you know, it's gonna hold that flooring up a little bit. But what's nice about that flooring is there's a little bit of a rubber piece on the bottom of that floor, so that should take all that in, that cushion, and it'll still be flat. So basically what I need to do now is probably get maybe a tape measure. I guess it don't really matter. Okay, right there. I just need to make a cut in this right here in this section. Actually, I can just go like this with my thumb, and I'll know right there is where I need to cut it. So that's for that. It needs to go up a little bit higher than that, I'd say. A little bit more forward. It's all right if it covers it up a little bit. Not that big of a deal. At least it'll be the same pieces. The pieces will be somewhat, you know, the same. You know what I mean? Basically, I want to take a straight edge, stick it up here like so, and you know, this is just the piece of board that I had cut that floor from, for that piece of wood. I'm just using that as something to make my cut with. I would just go right up to this line right here. It's close enough. I'll score through that a couple times, make sure it's good. And there we got our piece to lay up in the front, and these are both the same, so we might be able to use both these because we're gonna have to make some cuts. So we'll take our mark in with us because we're gonna have to make some drawings. Once we get up in here, we'll make some drawings on this one. And your boy's starting to sweat, so I'm gonna take a break here. Yeah, that'll be perfect right in there, because I want to shove this all the way back to where this I'll get that out of there. What the fuck is that doing in there? Half painted and stuff? Get out of there. Where are you growing up in there from? Gotta be kidding me. Now we'll want our wood under this, because when we take this off, all that stuff will just come right out, so it ain't no big deal. Well, that's the only place I can't use that roller is all the way up in there, but that's okay. Because I've got, you know, yeah, and that did overlap that just a little bit, but we'll just smash her down the best we can. You know what I mean? We'll do her like this and get up there as close as we can get to it. All right, give me 2.5. Let me go run and grab some scissors and I'll be right back. Right now, I might come in a second and get a beer. It's pretty much done right here, folks. Now, all I gotta do is get that wood out and start putting it on, but I am not gonna do that right now because I'm directly in the sun and it is, it's hot with this black t-shirt on. Oh, you boy sweating. But what I am gonna do is I'm gonna pull this thing back right here and I'm gonna flip it over. I'm gonna paint the other side real quick because I guarantee it's done drying. And we'll paint this up real quick and prime it and stuff. And figured out it was just that nozzle for this thing, so it's all good. You know what I mean?
It is all good. I'll get this painted up and we'll be I mean, I'm priming it and then I'm painting it, so it'll have that shiny, nice, fancy black paint job on it. You know what I mean? I really only need to prime, like, you know, the spots where the holes are, because that stuff is already like some undercoating I had put on some years ago, because I've actually had that truck for a while now. Like 2018, 22, 4 years. I should have done this a long time ago. I should have done this first before I did Frank's, but it was a workhorse, you know what I mean? I knew it was going to get parked, so it's not like it was one of them things. It's kind of the backup truck, even though it was the main truck, you know? Breadwinner for a hot-ass minute. And now it's just kind of, you know, getting to live its golden years as getting sexed up and stuff. So we'll see. We'll move back over to that side once we get that all taken care of.
Man, it's warm out. And while I was off camera doing some things without a shirt on, I painted that up, so that'll be ready to go. Just baking in the sun. I'm just baking it in the sun right now, and man, I can feel the top of my head was baking in the sun too. But also decided to take the liberty to do this, and the only reason why I didn't record all this is because look how nice that looks. Oh my god, there's so much measuring up and down, ins and outs. I just didn't have the time. Oh, maybe it took me 45 minutes or so, but there's a lot of back and forth trips too over there in that region because I kind of got the stuff sitting in the box still off of the Cushman. I can't zoom you in, but I'll take you over there and show you. And I'm fitting to drop this last piece in right here, and I wanted to get you in on it because I felt like you kind of got ripped off and stuff. But I mean, I'll go explaining things, you know what I'm saying, what I did with the cuts and how I did them, because obviously, as you can see, this isn't the same right here, and this box was in the way, so we had to cut around here. This is one piece right here. This is one straight piece, so basically all I had to do was cut it to the length that it was, and I believe it was like 39 and 3/4 or some shit like that. So then I had this piece right here, which I had to notch out so I could basically cut the piece. I measured this right here, okay, right here to this, and it was like 44 and some shit. So I brought this piece in, I laid it up to here, and I drew a line right there to that, and then I basically went and I cut that out. And I'll show you what I was using. And then this piece right here, you know, I basically wanted it to go because it is, we can pull it out real quick because it's been in the sun, so it's a little bit flexible. It's the last piece right here, basically. And obviously, as you can see at the notch around that piece right there, you know, that thing, which is right there and that. And then I had this in the back corner that I had to notch around, and it's a pain in the butt to get around this because you got to like stretch it out. And obviously, as you can see right there, that's about perfect, and that's not going to get any better than that. And that's about perfect once it goes over. It's not going to get any better than that. I mean, yeah, we've got a little bit, but nobody's going to know that's there, and it's really nobody's business about that, so whatever. So basically now we can lock this thing in, which I think I showed this on Frank when I was doing it, how this stuff locks in. It's basically like a tongue and groove. Here's the bottom groove on this one, and then on the top it has a lip, which we'll pull this back out and we'll show you the bottom. See, it's basically got this lip right here, and that locks in there. There's a little channel that locks in there. This little piece locks in there. Okay, so basically you take that, you put that on that, you flip it at a side, and you drop it down, and bada bing, bada boom, Houdini, you got your shit. So let's get this bent back down the way it needs to go, and we'll get it to where you basically got to lift it up just a little bit to where you can get that to lock in there. Okay, we got it locked in there. Now it's basically touched up against there. Those two are touched up against there. You just layer down, and that's it. That is it, folks. That is it. And let's see if we can get this thing come back just a little so we can smash it down. Now that's the floor right there for the passenger side. 3 pieces, bang, bang, boom. And we got more than enough than what we need on, you know, stuff like this, but it's all good. Now what's gonna happen is I'm probably not gonna run anything over here on this side. The green truck has a piece of trim that goes along there and along the front. I don't need to on this one because, you know, that's going all the way up and that's butting against the back. What's going to happen is when I go to drill out the holes for this, I'm not going to drill any of the seat holes. They'll be there, but I'm not going to drill them out right now unless I wanted to. Then I could put like a rubber gasket, you know, try to keep the water out, but I doubt I will. I'm just going to leave it. I may even fill those ones in. I'm just going to put the jump seat in, the original jump seat, and for some odd reason down the road, if I want to put something else down there, I can. But for now, we're just going to use the jump seat, and we'll just drill up the holes. I'll go under the truck basically and put something on the top of this and drill it up to where, you know, it drills through the rubber and this, and then we'll have the holes punched out so we can throw that seat in here and boom. And maybe we'll put some kind of rubber or something under it, that way it doesn't tear up our stuff. Even though this is vinyl, it is waterproof and it's nice. So yeah, that's basically it. And then we'll have our channel that'll go on top of this, we'll drill right down into, and then this will be taken care of. You know, that'll be shown, but that's really not a whole lot. And I've got a floor mat that'll go right here too, a Kenworth floor mat. So really, to be honest with you, you're really not gonna see much of this, but it gets rid of that old rubber stuff, and it's really nice. It matches that about perfectly. Yeah, look at that. It matches that about perfectly. So I'll go get a piece and we'll go over here and I'll talk about some things and how I cut it and stuff like that. Because I'm sure you want to know, but like I said, I just don't have someone follow me around, and it's just too much. So here's a small piece. Basically what I use is a speed square, a knife, tape measure obviously, and a pencil. And here's some of the pieces that, like, you know, I had marked up and cut around and stuff like that. We'll take this piece right here, which is just an end that I'd cut off. I've got a couple extra inch, which is nice because anytime I ever have any small pieces like that, I use it as a template when I need to. Because basically what I did was I took that one spot that was small and I just drew, you know, I marked the spot right here and I put about the angle and where it was going to be when I butted up against back here, so I could kind of mock it up, and then I'd take it out and I'd cut that piece out, then I'd be able to slap it over there and basically trace it on there and use that as that. So yeah, that's what that looks like next to that. So that's it's pretty close for the floor, so it should be cool. Now I gotta go over to the other side. I check my thing, make sure it's good, slap it up in there, and I can put the rubber down. But I honestly, if I wanted to, which I'll probably clean this guy up because he's kind of dirty, but yeah, we'll just slap him down in there just like that, and that's what that's gonna be like right there. Look at that shit. Put it right in the middle. Look at that damn shit. So that's pretty much what's gonna hold this down, besides the seat that's in here, but this stuff ain't gonna move. And this is expandable, so in the wintertime it may shrink up a little bit. In the summertime, if it gets too hot, it may expand a little bit, but it's not like it's gonna cause any problems, you know. So once I boom boom boom, tack goes down in there, which I will have to figure out where, you know, because I'll just run some tap drillers down on there, which I may drill them out before I mark them, and then I'll drill them out before with an actual drill and then throw them in there that way. Because if for some odd reason I go where those screws were at, it's going to be a pain in the butt. So I may have to slam it back or I may have to slam it forward. I'm just not sure yet, but I'm gonna clean this up and make her shine before I stick her back on there. But that's it's pretty much what it is for the passenger side. So we're gonna get this door shut, and we'll move on to some other things. But yeah, that's how you do it. It's pretty simple. I mean, for the most part, it's pretty simple, but at the same time, it's complicated when you get on the driver's side and you got to deal with that pedal and stuff like that. But boom, a lot of bling, a lot of blue. So what we got going on right now, we're over on the driver's side. Had to rig me up a little ghetto tent because I'm not sure if I got the big tent out, if it would go above this door or not. And I'm sure ain't trying to stand out in front of the sun and get scorched anymore on my head or anything else. Wear no damn shirt. So it is warm under here though, because this is a silver tent with black lining. So the sun's still beating down, but I mean, at least I'm in the shade and not you know, getting roached up. So we just got a ladder with a bungee strap, got our bungee strapped over there, and I got the front one right there on the old end tenor. I got a strap holding the door open, so that's what's going on. But at least I got some shade, so we're gonna, you know, at least I'm standing in the shade, not in the direct sun. I'll sweat as much as I need to, but you know, we gotta start cutting this stuff out right here, and then you know, just laying this crap. We'll get this crap all laid. Could be kind of a pain in the butt, but air nozzle wouldn't fit for that, so we'll have to do that. Those are the seat bolts. Obviously you can see we got a little bit of discardation here from that, but I mean the board's up there, the aluminum piece is under, and we've got enough screws and whatnot holding that board up, so I'm not afraid of it. I'm not worried about it going anywhere. And once we get those in those seat ones, it'll just pull that together so much more. So it's what it is. So I'm gonna start laying this, and then once I get it laid, you know, I'll bring it back and show you it before I start cutting on that damn wood, man. You'll cut on that wood, and we'll get that wood started and stuff. So that's what's going on. There, folks, we got going on here. We just need to some wood and start slapping her in there. Probably going, you know, throw a little bit of a line right in there just to sex that up real quick, and then yeah, we're on to the wood. Well, I'm standing under this little ghetto tarp here. Had to give the old wife the whistle, and she brought me out a fresh beer, and she thought, man, that's a good idea. She stood under it. I told her, well, you can still feel the heat coming off this black up here from that side, you know what I mean? But it's better than a white tent with stuff still coming up, or white tarp at least. You know, that tent in the garage, it would have been nice, but like I said, I didn't know if it was going to catch the door. But look at what we got going on in here. I mean, we got all this. This guy right here was kind of a pain in the butt. But what I did, and I did all this stuff off camera, and I'm sorry, but like I said, there's just a lot of movements and stuff like that. I'm not moving and taking a camera with me on everything I do. It's just a lot of stuff. So I apologize. Maybe someday if I ever blow up, I'd have somebody follow me around if I ever did this and shoot this whole stuff so you'd be able to see the whole process. But I mean, best I can do is explain it to you. What I did was I jacked the cab up a little bit to where it was over here. I notched this part right here of this board out. I made this first measurement from back here to up to where the pedal and stuff was going to be, because I left that all open right there. Okay, that square is open because that's just a lot of stuff to do, and that wasn't going to happen regardless, because this was higher and there's bolts right here. You know, I explained this on the green truck. It's exactly the same. So I made this first measurement, so I knew my board was so long, okay? And then I took and I notched this out to where I could set and groove this back in here to where I could get onto this line and this line. And yeah, that's that duct tape, black duct tape fab job with that foam, okay? You can't find that anywhere else. It's custom shit right here on here. So anyways, we cut this piece right here and we got it to fit. And then we took another piece, we measured from here all the way up to the front. And then we notched this piece out right here, okay? Once we notch this out, we could set it in here to where it was back enough to where we could start making our marks for this guy right back here. So we made our cut for this about 5 different times. Made sure this was good, slapped this one down because we had to cut for this too. That was board number 2. Okay, later down. Board number 3 basically was a 4-foot piece. All I cut off was the end piece on here, like the tongue, the little groove for the end, because this is a 4-foot piece. So basically had to measure right here, this spot right here, and then cut up here. That was the only cut I had to do on this piece, and boom. And then this I measured 4.5 because, well, for some odd reason, this whole thing had slid over to where it was 4.5 from right here to right here on this door. From right here to right here, it was still 4.5. So I measured this piece, it's at 4.5. And all I did was cut that end off like I did on that other one. Well, I had to notch that spot out right back here. Other than that, you just tip this bad boy up like this. And once we get it in, we can lay her down, but we gotta get her in. It's might be a little crooked. Okay, there we go. We just slapped her down in. Boom, lock it in, locked and loaded. So that's in back here. You know, that's in all the way up there. And we'll get it in there. It's still up a little bit. There we go. Now it's a little better. You can feel when you make sure it locks in because it'll be smooth. If it's not locked in, you'll be able to feel it a little bit. There'll be a little bit of a line. This feels good though. I'll wait to the back. And then now we got this guy just like on the other side, which we'll slap up here. And yes, we've got a little bit of stuff, but nothing major, you know what I mean? We'll slap that up there. We'll run our tap drillers, and after we gotta sex this up first. We're gonna sex it up, clean it up, make it nice and shiny, and then we'll run our tap drillers in there, and then boom, this will be done. So we've got wood floor. Then we'll go under the truck, we'll drill up, get the holes ready for the seat, and we'll be able to put the seat in and mount it. Other than that, we've got wood floor on both sides, so that's what it is. I'm sorry, like I said before, I didn't show it, but it's really hard to do when you're one guy, you're drinking beer out of a SpongeBob koozie. So we've got 2 shiny, new, well, not new, but shiny, yeah. Boom, look at that shine. Look at the shine on them, man. This will be nice. Driver's side, passenger side, we know which one's which. Ooh, things are bright. Ooh, I ain't got no sunglasses on or not. You seen me at the end sitting there, and I was basically straightening them out because, you know, where the screws had gone in, they were a little smashed down and stuff, so I just was straightening them out. They all look nice though. look nice right there. You know, on that side, just need to demo tat drillers out mine, stick them down in there. You know, might need to bend them up a little bit more and fab him in there. Like down here, he's a little crooked, but you know, we can take care of that. We got a hammer and we just pound them out, you know. Other than that, that's what it is though. We got wood floor on both sides, man. Both sides, so boom. It's probably gonna end that. It's gonna end it. Blue truck has wood floor. Next thing I need to do is throw them seats in. You know, man. But hey man, look how nice that looks. Boom, right there like that. Shabam. So nice. I almost don't want to put that jump seat in. I just want to keep it out, but it needs to be in here because there needs to be a seat. So you know what time it is? We doing it over here, man. We got the matching panels. Floor with dash, and that sexes this truck up just a little bit more, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Yeah. Look at that shit, man. Look at that shit. It's all dusty though. It's all dusty from that thing, man. We got to get that all cleaned off. That old ball and chain, man. But yeah, that's nice. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you learned something. And maybe if you get an old truck and you want to put some wood flooring, you can do it too, just like that. Just take your time and do your best. Make sure you get an extra box. You can always take it back. That way if you goof up, you know, because I mean, I've done this before, but I only used one box and I have one full piece left. So I can take a box back, which is fantastic. So that's awesome in what I'm talking about. So until the next time, we'll get the seat put back in, you know, and start moving on some other things. Maybe maybe we'll think about figuring out what we're going to do with that power steering reservoir and getting it moved. Well, we got to get it fixed up because it's got some leaks, and since we can't get a new one, hopefully we don't break anything when we're taking stuff off. But I guess that's something that we'll see in the future. So if you like, share, subscribe, comment, say what you want to. Don't really matter to me. You know how it goes. Do what I want to with my truck. So until next time, you know what we say. We will see ya.